Hit us.
So first of all, I'm going to start with the positive and then end with the negative, or you want me to start with the negative and end with positive? I have something negative.
Go negative first and then end with positive.
All right.
This is a positive weekend, Dave. Let's end with positive.
I like that.
It's not that negative, but here's the negative, right? So in the 66th minute, and you will not know this because you all weren't at the game, right? The Atlanta United supporters section erupted as they always do with the Atlanta United call and response. Okay. And in the middle of it, it was immediately interrupted by a yellow card. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a yellow card. People were like, what's going on? And nobody said United anymore.
This is when Eric Ujo was bombing up the field again.
Yes.
Fouled.
Okay. So if you're the supporter section, right, that happens, right? This is normal, happens. It happens in European football all the time. Why can't you restart the call and response? Why is it that we started it and now it's gone? Right? It has to be whatever. So that happens all the time. Like maybe we score a goal and everybody celebrates, right? Then kick it right back off with Atlanta United, right?
Yeah.
There is no rule that says that the Atlanta United can only be done once in the first.
Yeah. I hear you.
Is that your negative? That's the negative?
Yeah. And that on top of that, as I'm going to point out, which I pointed out before, why do we have to do the same chant at the same moment in every game, right? So they have a leader, right? Clearly. And this is why I feel like I wanted to talk to Nick, our supporter section correspondent. I'm calling him. I don't know whether he'll agree, but
he won't. He won't. He'll be like a beer sponsor correspondent.
That's fine too.
That's it. Perfect.
Yeah. Bring us beers. That's even better. They have a leader, right, who's running the whole show, right? So if that leader is running the show, right, that leader should be able to, or they should at least have a spotter, if you will, who's talking to them and says, look, right, for example, Viking clap, right, that they do, ATL, right?
Yeah.
It's really good for getting people going. They do it every game at right about the 40th minute before halftime, right? It's something that takes time to build. It's something that works better when there's not an exciting moment in the game. When there's a guy down, start the Viking clap.
Yeah.
When there's down, like there needs to be situational supporter sectioning.
Yeah.
Right? Like this idea that I've got it on my calendar that at the 40th minute we got to do this is ridiculous. And on top of that, if you start the Viking clap and we immediately score a goal or something happens which interrupts it, do it again.
Yeah. And we need more player chants.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think this is
like these are all like for the most part, for what I'm seeing, like people with music backgrounds too. A lot of people playing the drums. I just have a feeling a lot of people over there can play some instruments, which means they're way more musically talented than me. So they understand rhythm, they understand timing and chants. Why can't we have player chants? Why can't somebody who can like create a poem or something write me a player chant? Do I have to have Chat GPT do it for us?
I think maybe
Chat GPT is coming.
Either we don't understand something about the supporter section.
Yeah.
So we feel that there should be more call and response because it's really hard in the stadium for everybody doing something. We feel that second, it shouldn't be the same chant every single moment. Third, there should be more player chants. Like, why couldn't it be like Georgios, Yakimakis, Georgios, Yakimakis, or anything like that's how stupid is that, right? Like anybody can do that. Think of that. And then if it gets interrupted, do it again.
Yeah. And by the way, if you're a part of the supporter sections, don't get your panties in a wad. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't get your panties in a wad.
Knickers in a twist.
We love y'all. We're just trying to help. We're here to help.
Yes.
That's what this podcast is about.
No, so we're not just here to help. Because so what I would say is I think there's a culture in there. And since we're not in there, we're in the prawn sandwich.
We know how hard hard you guys work on all the shit that y'all do.
You remember Roy Keane and he was like the prawn sandwich? Yeah. That's what we've become.
We're just we're here to try
our fancy Cherokee supporters box.
We're on the advisory board. We're up here being a bunch
Yeah.
of snobs trying to help elevate and level up. That's
So-
all we're here to do.
So the atmosphere at the Benz is really, really good. It could be
Lights
30%
out.
better
Yeah.
if they would actually try a little bit harder to engage the rest of the crowd.
You know
and
what
be a
else?
little
Now
more-
that you mentioned it, they could use
What?
more cowbell.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
Always.
everybody.
Always.
Can you bring a cowbell in? I mean,
They're not going to take it from you.
No.
They can't find
Come
my
on.
cowbell if they're going to look.
whew.
for it.
All
All
right.
I'm saying. So that's my negative.
Okay.
Is that I noticed it as the thing that really got me was they had an amazing Atlanta United chant going in the first half. Atlanta United. They tried to get it going. It was a yellow card. It got interrupted. And it was only like one Atlanta United. It was just going. Yellow card, nothing. And then they're moving on. I'm like, that's gonna happen. The game happens, people. It interrupts people. Like, and I feel like in the European, and I've been to a lot of European matches, they don't have a leader like they do here in our supporters club. I feel like,
Yeah.
And granted, our stadium's huge, so we really need a leader. But I feel like because it's a little more spontaneous, it's a little bit more in tune with the game. Like fans start, in the.
But that's like 100 years of DNA.
Maybe,
that
but
runs
in
deep.
Atlanta,
Because when I was over in some of those games, and I'm like, what in the world? I was like, how did they all know to just say whatever they said, like out of the blue?
well,
That,
a
like,
lot of times
it
it's
was
what
like, it
happened
just
on the
erupts.
field, right? So Jorgen
But it's like their
Giakoumakis scores his
program.
first goal, and you can bet that the next thing that would be out of it would be Giakoumakis,
Yeah.
or whatever.
But that's just it. We need to keep it simple, right?
Yes.
So exactly like I said, nothing fancy. Jorgen, Papa, Georgia. Like we're drunk there. We don't need anything
Call
complicated.
and response.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is a singing thing for the whole stadium that's like
Yeah.
a little bit slower and can be brought
Yeah.
on. Like,
Okay.
I think they need a little bit.
I like it.